Carrie Stubblefield, and thank you for joining me today. The topic we're going to talk about today, that I would like to share with you, that is on identity and values. And that's something that a lot of people don't ask themselves about very much is, who am I and what are my values? They just kind of go along with the flow. But it's really important to know and have clarity on who you are and what your values are, because that projects where you're going in your life too. So, for instance, I think here's a great idea that I would like you to do, if you would want to do this, that is to write down what your values are. For instance, is it family? Is it God? Is it career? You get the idea. And make a list of, say, 10 to 13 things that make up the most important values to you. Start with number one being the most important and go on down. And I think you'll find this exercise really interesting, because once you make your list of those values, then I want you to then make another list and cross off the one that's most important to you, put it up there, and see if maybe your, say, 1 through 10 changes at all. And ask yourself, why is that important to me? And is it a value that I took on as a belief that is still true today? In other words, is that your truth, or is it your grandmother's truth or your mother's truth? Because maybe it's not really in alignment with who you are and your beliefs. So anyway, make that second list of values and see if that changes at all. And then make another list, and then of those 10 values, find your top 5 and list those again to see if that changes. And then see what your top 2 values are, because that really hones it down and defines you. And then ask yourself, maybe before what you thought your identity was, look at your identity again and see, is my identity changed? Does that align with who I really am today? And see where that takes you. So that is your tips for today with identity and values. Thanks for joining me, and feel free to comment or make any suggestions below on some topics you would be interested in or you have questions about that we talked about today. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.